What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and today we're going to be going over this complete setup. We're going to be talking about the firearm, the optic, the ammo I run with it, as well as the holster. We're going to talk about its uses because this is very versatile from anywhere from concealed carry all the way to home defense and teaching people how to shoot, and so on. Let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus carry count. And on top of it, you're looking at a Holosun EPS carry, an optic that was designed to take a lot of beating and abuse and is durable for concealed carry. We're going to be talking about the Corbin defensive loads I run in this, and this Blacksmith Tactical V2 holster with double discrete carry clips, a claw, a mid-height sweat guard, and a wedge. You can always use code SPN for 10% off at Blacksmith Tactical over here at this channel, and that'll help you save 10% off their products, as this is what I run for holsters. Basically, that's it. If they make it for a handgun that I own, this is what I run. But I do want to point out, if you do have a 4-inch Performance Center or just 4-inch concealed carry or carry model, or the 4-inch regular 2.0 or 1.0, you can use all those handguns in this holster as well. So pretty dang versatile. What I love about this handgun is a lot of things. When you get it right out of the box, it comes with a flush 10-round mag. That flush 10-round mag is going to be your easiest way to conceal this handgun. And what's nice about it is having that 4-inch barrel compared to the regular Shield Plus. Not only do you get that port up front, which is actually a pretty large port, which makes this a very shootable handgun, hence referring to being able to teach people. It is not snappy, it's very controllable, and this handgun is extremely accurate, which inspires a lot of confidence in new gun owners and people just learning to shoot. Like I said, it comes with a 10-round mag, which is going to be your best concealed carry setup. It also comes with a 13-round mag, which is sitting in here, and that's the best of both worlds. In most seasons, you're going to get away with concealed carrying it. In the summers, I still use the flush mag, but wintertime, all that, you can use this. It also, though, can use the 15-round mags that it comes with, so it gives you a 10, a 13, and a 15-round mag. I love when they give you something like that right out of the box because it gives you options. It makes it versatile. A lot of handguns will send you 2 of the same mag. That'd be like my Glock 26 coming with a 10, a 12, and a 15-round mag. You just barely see it happen. You see it every now and then, but not with 3 mags. This handgun has been absolutely great. It's been flawless. It's affordable for the average hardworking American. And if they can't afford it at the moment, if they work a little bit of overtime, you can get over that hump and pay for it. It's roughly $650 new, and I'm sure you could find them used for $550 or so on. And for that optic, you're looking at the EPS carry. I've seen these all over the price. I've seen them brand new for $250 on eBay. I got mine from Optics Planet, and you can always use code SPNF. That's SPNF for 7% off at Optics Planet if you did want to pick up an optic like this. It is my favorite for concealed carry. There's a couple others I like as well, like the CCW Defender from Vortex. I like the 407K. Those tend to be my go-tos. Even the Sealy CADX Pro. I love all of them, but I just thought this setup was perfect for it. Now, this handgun, the one downside to it is it does not have a rail. But because Streamlight came out with the TLR6 HL, you can now get a trigger guard mounted light, just like in the past you didn't need a rail, but it is double the lumens. The reach is much further. It is just a much better overall concealed carry oriented light. And it has buttons right where you want them. They're in perfect reach, and I still need to pick one of those up. This with this holster is an awesome setup. What's nice about a 4-inch is this is basically Glock 19 size in this setup. But what's nice is it is so dang thin. The shields are just so thin. But what I like about that 4-inch barrel is it helps with printing. Your handgun with a 3-inch barrel, 3.2-inch barrel, 3.5-inch barrel tends to keel over and print. That's why I have a wedge on here, even though you don't necessarily need it because I'm so thin framed. I like having the wedge as well, but for most people, they could get away with just having a 4-inch barrel and it not keeling over, because when it goes like this, it has something to press up against, having that long barrel where that port is sitting. You get longer sight radius, more accuracy, and better velocity. All those are things that'll benefit you when you own this handgun. It comes with awesome night sight front. It is a tritium front with that yellow outline. I do not have the optic on. A black textured rear U-notch that can co-witness perfectly. You get basically a 2/3 co-witness of your actual iron sights because that dot sits so low, and where you mount your dot already is sitting relatively low. On top of that is really easy on the eyes. It's a really nice looking handgun. A lot of companies could do something like this, like Glock, and it would take the world by storm. They just choose not to. You have some little lightning cuts up here. You have these awesome looking serrations. You have these awesome serrations up top. And man, did they do a very good job with drawing attention to this handgun. I actually really, really like it. Another benefit for new shooters and people in the concealed carry world is there's not just texturing here, which is more aggressive, but you see there's micro texturing throughout the whole frame. The whole entire frame, everywhere where you put your hand is going to have some form of texture. Now, it's not the most, as you can see, but there's some. And anything is better. I don't care what anyone says. There's a lot of people that, talk down on stuff like that, but you can't go wrong with texturing being on a beaver tail. I mean, just everywhere. It really feels good in the hand and is not too abrasive on the body or your hands themselves. Now, we are clear. That is the 13-round mag. And that did pop out. It just hit my hands at the moment. It pops out nice. Everything functions really well in this handgun. It locks back. It releases. A lot of Rugers and some older Smiths didn't release the slide very well because this is a slide stop at the end of the day, but it does work. The firearm is cleared and safety checked. Now I can go ahead and show you the trigger on this handgun. I really like the flat face trigger on the Shield Pluses. That's probably one of the smartest things Smith & Wesson has ever done was change up the trigger from that hinge trigger. I do like the hinge trigger, but the flat faces are just something else. No take up, nothing, just a nice clean wall. Decent weight to it, probably about 5.5 pounds. Reset, very short. This is what you want for concealed carry. A short reset, but yet heavy enough to where under stress, you can handle this handgun, manipulate this handgun, and not have rounds go off that weren't supposed to go off. Now, there's a lot of things that this has going for it, as well as aftermarket support. Smith & Wesson has a ton of aftermarket support, just like Glock does. They've been around for a long time. On top of that, this is an American-made product. Nowadays, everything is being made overseas, other countries. A lot of people will defend it, but to me, I own a lot of handguns that aren't American-made, trust me. But I do love supporting American-made companies. It's a big thing for us. We need to keep as many jobs over here as possible, as well as continue to build our GOP as our population is shrinking. Therefore, other countries are winning in that department. Overall, just a solid concealed carry setup. Even though this is a semi-enclosed emitter, it's flawless. It has an awesome build to it, as it's built like an absolute tank. Mine is not the solar charge one. Mine is the battery. But you can remove the battery and swap out the battery from the side, which is nice. You do not have to remove the whole optic, basically stripping your screws over time and getting rid of that thread lock and stuff like that. So I really like that. Once it's on there, once it's torqued down to the right torque, you are good to go. You never have to mess with it ever again. This handgun is what you want for concealed carry. I was a big person that likes shorter barrels and stuff like that, but if you can't your holster the right way, carry the right way, you can get away with carrying with a 4-inch barrel, no problem. This handgun has honestly been a blessing. One of my favorite shooting handguns. I really like it, and definitely worth the $650, as it is better than the Performance Center, which is selling for about $800, the original Shield Plus Performance Center. This thing is the way to go. I love this thing. I would like to see them come out with the 3.1-inch version that also has that port, but that's going to be rough with the sights. One thing I want to say is I like that the port came after the sights. Therefore, you're not dirtying that nice yellow highlighter front tritium sight while shooting, because ported handguns get dirty quick, and especially if it's in front of that sight gets dirtied up really easily. I use Corbin 100 grain Urban Defense rounds. They are the best. They have over 500 foot-pounds energy out of a 4-inch barrel, and when you have a foot-pound energy that high, that basically incapacitates the person even if they don't pass away, right? Just the shock to your system of getting hit with that force basically makes you and prevents you from being able to return fire, continue your attack, or whatever the person is doing. So when you match those rounds with this 4-inch barrel, you're getting over 500 foot-pounds of energy. They're reliable and made by one of the best and reputable defensive ammo companies in the whole entire country. I trust this handgun with my life. I trust it with my family's life. If my wife wanted to carry this, I'd be all for it. Those rounds work really well in this handgun. I've put a couple boxes of 50 through it. Not a single problem, not a single issue. Very manageable recoil, and you're still getting that amazing foot-pound energy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's an awesome setup. Use those coupon codes. Support the channel. Thanks for watching, guys.